Your first impression might be your always impression. I'm Isaac Atima, a revivalist and a coach. Okay, I'm talking about marketing and I want to talk first about first impression, right? Your first impression when a client or a customer encounters you can give them the overview and a permanent picture of what you would always represent to them. So you have to check out how you show up in your first impression, right? The very first time they encounter you, whether it's your website, whether it's your Facebook page, whether it's your WhatsApp page, everything about you must communicate something authentic, credible, and excellent. Okay, it could also be physically, your physical dressing, your body language, your command of presentation or English or all of that, depending on the product. There are some products that you don't need excellent English, you just need results. Okay, but then your office space, the reception, right? If it is true writing, your first three sentences and all of that is very key. Your first impression would likely be your always impression, how people would always perceive you. So you must invest intentionally in having an excellent first impression. So for instance, you are putting up a meeting or putting up a course, you should start on time, right? You should close on time, you should give value, you should be excellent. If somebody is testing or trying your brand for the first time, the person should get a lot of value from it. So you should be able to invest seriously in your. Also, for those of us that have shops and all of that, the environment where your shop is located, where your office is located, is very sensitive. It could create an impression in the lives, in the hearts of people. So do all you can to invest intelligently and exclusively in your first impression. People should perceive you excellently. Okay, secondly, is your first and last piece of information that you give. So for instance, it's in a text message or in a write-up or in a post, whatever, or in a seminar or a presentation. You should invest seriously in your first piece of information and in your last piece of information. Psychologically, people tend to remember the first and the last very well. So you should be able to have something very excellent and something very noteworthy that is connected to your brand, connected to their business, to your business in the first and in the last section. So you could start with a story, right? Or you could start with a pain point, or you could start with the goal, what you want them to achieve, right? From your product, your good or service. Very important. That's the first information, or the last. Then you could end with a call to action. You could end with the end goal. You could end with the most important thing that you said at the beginning, probably reiterating it. So your first information and your last information is very key in marketing when you're making a presentation. So right now, I want you to take advantage of what you've just learned and check out applied in your business. Okay, what is the first impression? What are the areas my client meets me first? Is it my office? Is it my dressing? Is it my looks? Is it the way I introduce myself? That's another point. The way you introduce yourself is very sensitive and is very key. How do you introduce yourself? You could just introduce yourself as I'm a home lesson teacher, right? That sounds lame. But how about introduce yourself as a child training consultant, right? Or as a child education consultant, with 5 years of experience, or a graduate of a university and now into child training that helps in empowering children academically, morally, and also with technical skills. So your presentation also matters, right? So how can you use this? I want you to apply this personally in your own business. Put down your comments in your comment section, right, on how you can apply this personally in your business. That's the principle of the first impression and the principle of your first statement or your first piece of information and your last piece of information. I've been wanting to hear from you. God bless you. Also subscribe.